Hi guys, Joe here with Inkilo Inc. And in preparation for the Phytora release trailer, I'm going to be doing these card overviews for all of the types. I've already done one for the fruit, so now we're moving on to the veggies. Veggies are the opposite of roots. Veggies are aggressive, they tend to have pretty low health or defense, and then, really monstrous attack stats. So they're going to be kind of glass cannons, so you really want to try to place them behind more defensive plants. To get into it, Turnip here is one of the best examples of a veggie card. 0 defense, 10 health, but an amazing 30 damage for a level 1. 30 attack power is a level 2 stat, so Turnip is very aggressive. Then we have Veggie Viper, kind of just a combination of various fruits, or not fruits, but vegetables like corn, pickle, carrot, whatever the green thing was supposed to be, I don't remember. It's just a very okay stat card. 40 attack is, really good for a level 2, but that 10 defense and 35 health is below average at best. Then we have Egg Sprout, the other level 2. And Egg Sprout is very interesting. It's one of the few veggie cards that can't actually attack. I think it might be the only one actually. But it's got a very nice ability that any plant that uses it to evolve gains 30 attack, which is like so much. The problem is it loses 20 defense, which is also so much. So it is really, a risk-reward type card. Your options for evolution are Cabolder and Squashclops, I believe, and with Cabolder, it would definitely be a big help, and, you're losing. The problem is Cabolder has really good defense. We'll go over Cabolder here in a minute. And then, alternatively, you have Squashclops, which already has 80 attack power, and has a low defense rating anyways, so Squashclops might be your better option if you plan to use Egg Sprout, simply because you're boosting an already monstrous attack stat while not really losing as much defense. Speaking of Cabolder, here he is. As you can see, he's kind of got lower stats than what you would expect for a level 3. 50 attack is barely just making level 3 status. 25 defense, again, just barely making it. 45 health, not even making it to level 3 status. That is actually a level 2 stat. But then really, the reason why Cabolder is such an amazing card is because it damages all plants in that lane, and it ignores defense. So it's a really useful card to just kind of assassinate an entire lane, just get rid of a lane. The reason why Cabolder has this ability, because it might not be obvious right away. So in the original version of Phytora, evolution was more strict. It was more like Pokemon, where you got stage 1 that goes into stage 2. So you could only evolve one thing to its next form, versus evolution in the current Phytora, which is just play a level 3 onto a level 2. So Cabolder evolved from Caboler, which were kind of just like cabbage bowling ball things. So the whole idea from those two cards, Caboler and Cabolder, were that they rolled over their opponents. Hence why this attacks the entire lane and ignores defense, because it's a giant boulder rolling over you. Just kind of a bit of a history lesson. Then we have Garlic Onion. Garlic Onion is pretty weak. He does not have very good stats. His health is probably the best thing about him. The really nice thing, though, is that his ability lets you move a plant when it's damaged. And that can be really helpful, especially if, you're in a winning scenario or a losing scenario, and moving a single plant could completely just change the tides of that battle. We then have the silver version. Garlic Onion has a silver form, which is even better. When played, you lower the attack of all plants on the field, except for Silver Garlic Onion, by 20, which is really good. And then the first time, it also has the same ability as Garlic Onion. So if you use Garlic Onion's ability and then Silver Boost it, you get to move 2 plants. Or 2 separate plants or the same plant twice. Whatever. So Garlic Onion is a very useful support card for the Veggie type. And it's also helpful because it's lowering the attack stat of the opponents. Which is really nice because, again, Veggies don't have a lot of defense or they don't have a lot of health. If they have a lot of defense, they tend to have very poor health, or vice versa. If they've got a lot of health, very poor defense, like Garlic Onion here. He's got a pretty okay health stat. It's just his defense is really the thing that's holding him back. Then we have Tater Lord. Tater Lord is a beast. He's got 100 attack, 0 defense, and 115 health. He's a very good, aggressive card. If you've got something that you need to get rid of on the field, play a Tater Lord, get rid of it. And what's even better is that he's got a silver variant. 200 attack is the highest in the game. That is the highest amount of attack that you can get. And Tater Lord can pretty much one-shot anything, except for maybe another silver boost. And the really nice thing is that when it's played, he gains 10 defense for every Veggie plant on the field, except for him. So if you've got 3 Veggie plants on the field, he's getting 30 defense, which is really, really good, especially since he's got 0 defense. So all of a sudden, you've got this monster that usually would take damage from a weak level 1. All of a sudden, now you don't have to worry about level 1s. So it's very important to play Tater Lord with other Veggies, in a Veggie-oriented deck. Then we have Broccoli Squid. Broccoli Squid is a bit of a weird oddball card. I didn't really know what to do with him. I like his design, but he's kind of just got a bit of an awkward stat lineup. 15, 10, 15. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not really something unique either. It is more defense oriented and does have a better balance of stats. But often, if you're going to go with a level 1, you might want to just go with Turn Rip and get a kill instead of. Though if you're planning to use evolution more, Broccoli Squid would definitely be the better option. Then we have Squash Claps. Squash Claps has a very good attack stat, and then the rest of the stats are pretty okay. 20 defense, it's not that great. But, the 55 health is just barely making it into that level 3 territory. That 80 damage, though, is really nice. He can, he's basically just a weaker version of Tater Lord, with the only difference being, instead of having a lot of health, he's got a little bit of defense. So he's kind of just a bit of a budget Tater Lord, if you want to think of him that way. He costs 1 less, and you're kind of getting the same thing. You got 20 less attack, but you get, a little more survivability. And he is actually the last card for the Veggie type. I didn't realize that. So the Veggies, again, they're the opposites of the Roots. More aggressive, more damage-oriented. That doesn't mean they don't have their defensive options or their utility support options. But for the most part, a lot of the Veggie cards don't have abilities. I think barely half of them do. I might be wrong. It might be a little less than half. But, they're very good cards for first-time players. They're very easy to mix with any other kind of deck because they are so powerful and so weak at the same time. Just glass cannons. So you can place Veggie cards behind anything, really. I mean, a fruit Veggie deck will be good because the fruits are balanced, so they got a little bit of attack, a little bit of defense, and then the Veggies got that very powerful attack. So, the Veggies just work well with nearly anyone. So, they've got a lot of utility there. That was the Veggie set of cards for all the Veggie cards in set 1. Next up is the Root cards. So, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. That's all I've got to say. See you guys next time.